Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, beta.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. We'll continue the same worksheet.
Yes.
I have added some more questions to it. बेटा जिज्ञासा नेशनलिज्म इन इंडिया हम कल कर ले, हमने कल के लिए रखी हुई है नेशनलिज्म इन इंडिया, ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
कल और परसों 2 दिन हम जो है नेशनलिज्म इन इंडिया ही कर लेंगे, ओके?
Excuse me, ma'am.
ठीक है की?
Ma'am, picture-based questions will be there in the exam.
नहीं, नहीं, इस वाले एग्जाम में नहीं होंगे.
Okay, ma'am.
But you may get questions from the pictures, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But question picture based नहीं होंगे, मतलब पिक्चर वाला डिपिक्शन नहीं होगा. Let me share the screen. I think this worksheet we were doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, can we do orally?
हाँ. People must be tired of doing writing.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, चलो कोई नहीं, we'll do discuss only, no issues. चलिए तो हम
Excuse me, ma'am.
जी बेटा पावनी,
Ma'am, Gargi.
sorry पावनी.
Ma'am, first 5 questions we have written, so shall we send them on the group?
हाँ भेज दो, अभी भेज दो, ये हम देख लेंगे. अब हम 6 क्वेश्चन से पढ़ना शुरू करते हैं, ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
The first 5 answers you send on the groups, on the class groups. Class group, sorry, not the groups. And where is Aiza? Aiza is there in the class right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Aiza, thank you for Saturday, bacha. I don't know why every Saturday I share the link with you, your class, though I have class in 9C. But by mistake, with you people only I share. Chalo, question number 6. The creation of linguistic states was the first and a major test for democratic politics in our country. Justify this statement. Who will answer this question? Anna?
Ma'am, just a minute, I will think and then I will. Ma'am, may I try?
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, the creation of linguistic states was the first and a major test for democratic politics in our country, because in the first, after the independence, there was a great demand for the formation of states on the basis of language. It was raised, and the national leaders were feared that it would lead to disintegration in the country. So, like, the central government also resisted this, linguistic states, but the formation of linguistic states had actually made the country more united. So, and the administration was quite very easier than earlier. So, it was a test for democratic politics, and uh, it was finally justified also that yes, if the linguistic states were created, the country would be more united and it would work properly.
You can simply give these points that, when after the independence in 1947, the boundaries of several states of India were changed to create new states. This was done to ensure that people who spoke the same language lived in the same state. Some states were created not on the basis of language, but to recognize differences based on culture, ethnicity, or geography. Then you can name the states which were made on this. I think Nagaland hai, Uttarakhand hai, और आपका Jharkhand hai. Then when the demand for the formation of states on the basis of language was raised, some national leaders feared that it would lead to the disintegration, but the central government resisted linguistic states for some time. But later on, the experiences showed that the the formation of the linguistic states has actually made the country more united, and it was also easy to administer these states. So it is justified that was a first and a major test for the democratic politics, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then write a short note on Panchayati Raj.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes,
May I?
Pavni. Yes, Pavni.
Ma'am, I'll give 5 points for this answer. First, that the local government in the village is known as Panchayati Raj. Second, the sarpanch of the Panchayati Raj is elected by the population of the village. Third, the voters in the village are the members of the Gram Sabha. Fourth, the group of panchayats are usually known as panchayat committee.
Yes. Anybody else for the same?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Anji beta.
Ma'am, in this answer, we have to mention about only Gram Panchayat or like everything, Gram Sabha
You have-
and
right.
blocks
Yes.
also.
See, you have to write that Panchayati Raj, it comprises of the Gram Panchayat, which is at village level. Then it has block samiti at the block level and the Zilla Parishad at the district level. Then you will write that this Panchayati Raj system, how it was initiated, and then what all it has. It is basically, Panchayati Raj system is basically for the administration of which type of this thing. Areas are areas come under the Panchayati Raj.
Rural areas.
It is for the rural administration. Okay. What else? What else can you write? You can write that what system is followed, like it is given in the book over here, no? That each village or a group of village in some states has a Gram Panchayat. This is a council consisting of several ward members, often called Panch, and a president or Sarpanch. They are directly elected by all the adult population living in the ward or village. It is the decision-making body for the entire village. The Panchayat works under the overall supervision of the Gram Sabha. All the voters in the village are its members. It has to meet at least twice or thrice in a year to approve the annual budget of the Gram Panchayat and to review the performance of the Gram Panchayat. ये वाला पूरा आपका इसके पंचायती राज के अंदर आ जाएगा. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, we have to write this answer in a para.
इसको आप पॉइंट में लिख लो, पैरा में लिख लो. बात एक ही है. इस पे हमने आपको शायद
Ma'am, but the question is
शायद राइट
But
द
the
शॉर्ट नोट
question
कह
is
रहा है ना,
asking a short
अगर
note.
वो नोट भी कह रहा है तो भी आप चाहो तो लिख दो पॉइंट्स पे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। तो नोट अगर आप लिखना चाहो तो पैराग्राफ में लिख दो, बट कोशिश ये करना कि जो है पॉइंट्स ज्यादा जो है उसमें आप प्रेफर करो। इंस्टेड ऑफ राइटिंग वन होल पैराग्राफ आप लाइंस चेंज कर करके लिख लो, है ना?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, इज दिस क्लियर?
Yes, ma'am.
चलिए, then comes the next question. Define ग्राम सभा, write about its importance. अब ग्राम सभा क्या होती है?
Ma'am, may I?
यस पावनी।
Ma'am, Gargi.
अच्छा सॉरी, सिमिलर लगती है आप दोनों की आवाज मेरे को। चलो हाँ बताओ गाने।
Ma'am, Gram Sabha is the committee formed by all the voters in a village, and it supervises the works of the Gram Panchayat. It has to meet at least twice or thrice in a year to approve the annual budget of the Gram Panchayat and to review the performance of the Gram Panchayat.
ठीक है, ये जो हमने बात के जो पॉइंट्स हमने पंचायती राज के बोले थे वो सेम आपकी ग्राम सभा के अंदर आ जाएंगे फॉर इट्स इम्पोर्टेंस। भाई जरूरी इसलिए होती है कि भाई डिसीजन मेकिंग बॉडी होती है इंटायर जो है विलेज के लिए। दूसरा, इट अप्रूव्स द बजट फॉर द ग्राम पंचायत। थर्ड थिंग यू कैन राइट दैट इट अंडर द सुपरविजन ऑफ दिस ग्राम सभा द विलेज पंचायत वर्क्स अंडर द सुपरविजन ऑफ द ग्राम सभा। देन ग्राम सभा comprises of whom? Who all are the members of Gram Sabha?
Ma'am, all the voters of the village.
Ma'am, the voters of the village.
Every adult citizen of the village who is 18 years of age or more constitute the Gram Sabha. ठीक है? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Marks, ये generally 3 marks में आता है आपको, ठीक है? Then next question is,
Ma'am, may I?
yes नैना?
Ma'am, may I?
चलो हिमांशु, नैना हिमांशु को बताने दो बेटा। Why
Okay,
there is a
ma'am.
need of local government?
Ma'am, need of local government. First, there are number of problems and issues that are best settled at local level because people have a better knowledge of the problems in their localities. Second, the local people are aware of their needs and needs. Third point, it helps to initiate the process of direct decision making. Fourth point, it helps to inculcate the habit of democratic participation. Fifth point, local government is the best way to realize one important principle of democracy, namely local self government.
ठीक है, ये आंसर आप यहाँ से लिख सकते हो, which is given on page 24.
Ma'am, can't we write about the different list in this answer?
Different?
Ma'am, like the list, union list, state list,
no,
and
no,
the
no.
country.
नो लोकल गवर्नमेंट में नहीं लिखोगे बेटा, वो तो फेडरेशन, वो इंडिया में किस तरीके से हम फेडरेशन को फॉलो करते हैं उसमें आएगा ये, है ना?
Okay, ma'am, it is the local.
See the next question that you have, it is talking about the list system only. Describe the threefold distribution of legislative powers between the union and the state governments of India. Local government.
Okay, ma'am, actually, I thought that we are doing 10th one only.
No, 9th one we are doing. ठीक है? Local government.
sorry.
Why do we need local government is clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now coming to the 10th question. Let me see who all are there in the class. Apurva Kohli.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you answer question number 10?
Yes, ma'am, but can you give me a minute?
मिन अभी तक आप क्या कर रहे थे? टाइम लो, जल्दी
Ma'am,
जल्दी
may I haven't done the first 5 questions, so I was doing them.
अच्छा, जिज्ञासा बताओ बेटा।
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, there are the threefold distribution of legislative powers between the union government and the state governments of India are: first, union list. Ma'am, it includes subject of national importance such as defense of the country, banking, communication, and currency. and the union government alone can make laws related to the subjects mentioned in the union list. Second is state list. It contains the subjects of the state and the local importance such as trade, commerce, agriculture, etc. And the state government can make laws related to the subjects mentioned in the state list.
Okay.
Third is concurrent list. It includes subjects of common interest of both the union government as well as the state government, such as marriage, adoption, forest trade. And ma'am, both the union government, the union as well as the state government can make laws uh, uh, on the subjects mentioned in this list.
ठीक है बेटा, इसमें आपको रेजिडेंसी सब्जेक्ट के बारे में भी बताना होगा, ठीक है
मैम?
क्या सर?
यस मैम।
इसमें आप रेजिडेंसी सब्जेक्ट्स के बारे में भी बता दीजिएगा कि भाई जब कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन फ्रेम हुआ था उस समय जो है रेजिडेंसी लिस्ट नहीं बनी थी, क्योंकि उस समय ऐसे कोई सब्जेक्ट्स थे नहीं। पर बाद में जब आईटी इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ, उसके बाद जो है इस साइबर से रिलेटेड जो है लॉज की जरूरत पड़ी, तो इसलिए रेजिडेंसी सब्जेक्ट्स जो है वो इंट्रोड्यूस हुए। और ये जो रेजिडेंसी सब्जेक्ट्स हैं दे कम डायरेक्टली अंडर द central government. Only the central government is authorized to make laws on the cyber in the on the subjects given in the residency list. ठीक है?
ओके मैम।
हाँ जी बेटा बोलो।
Ma'am, my internet connection is very disturbing, ma'am. After every 10 minutes. No, ma'am, it's after every 10 minutes I'm getting out of the meeting.
कोई नहीं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, आपको क्लास में हमें पता है। ये हमने इसलिए डाला है बेटा, पेरेंट्स को पता होना चाहिए। बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स कहते हैं आप लोग अटेंडेंस डाल दिया करो ताकि हमें पता रहे हमारा बच्चा अटेंड कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है। ठीक है?
ओके मैम।
चलिए नेक्स्ट।
May I?
Wait. Question is, what is the rationale for decentralization of power? Let me see who all are there. Apurva, are you there?
Yes ma'am।
What do we mean by rational?
Gargi, what do we mean by rational?
Ma'am, the reason or logic.
Yes.
And the importance or the feature.
Okay ma'am.
ठीक है, चलो। What is the rationale for decentralization of power? Explain the structure of rural government in India. चलिए, who will tell? Gargi और नैना और वीरेश?
May I?
चलो, let वीरेश wants to try और दक्ष wants to try और हिमांशु?
I can.
हाँ,
I can try.
ओके, बताओ।
May I?
यस बेटा, हिमांशु बताओ।
Okay. The rationale behind the decentralization is to ensure community participation for proper growth and development of the community itself. It is aimed to ensure social, economic, and political development of the community. Should I tell the second part also?
Yes, explain the structure of rural government in India.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can I think over it?
Yes, ठीक है। Gargi, would you like to tell the second part of the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
बताओ।
Ma'am, the rural government in India is popularly known by the name Panchayati Raj. In this, each village or a group of village in some states has a Gram Panchayat, which consists of several ward members, often called Panch, and a president called Sarpanch. They are supervised by a committee formed by all the voters in the villages, which is known as Gram Sabha.
ठीक है।
This goes right up to the district level, where a few Gram Panchayats are grouped together to form what is usually called as Panchayat Samiti block or mandal.
Very good.
All Panchayat Samitis or mandals in a district together constitute the Jila Parishad.
वेरी गुड, ये यहाँ तक आपको लिखना है, ठीक है. सेकंड पार्ट इज क्लियर टू एवरीवन.
Yes, ma'am.
चलिए नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. लोकल गवर्नमेंट, चलो नैना बताओ.
Local government has made a significant impact on Indian democracy. At the same time, there are many difficulties explained. The impacts which local government has made on the Indian democracy are as follows: that it has increased the women representation in our democracy. It has enhanced. Second, it has enhanced people's participation. Third, that the constitutional status for the local governments also helped in the deepening of the democracy.
ठीक है, it has also. हाँ ठीक है, continue.
The difficulties faced by the local government are as follows. First, that the Gram Sabhas, they are not held regularly. Ma'am, third, that state governments, they do not provide adequate resources.
ठीक है,
For
बेटा
this-
देखो, this answer is given on page 26. Elections are not held regularly, Gram Sabha are not held regularly, and most of these state governments have not transferred significant powers to the local governments. These three are the difficulties which are faced by the local government, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And the initial two parts already you have told that the constitutional status for the local government has helped to deepen democracy and it has increased the women representation and voice in our democracy. ये पूरी सारी चीजें बुक में यहीं पे इसी पेज में लिखी हुई है, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next question is, what is coalition government and what is its impact on Indian politics? Who will tell this answer?
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, Gargi.
Ma'am, coalition government is a government formed by the coming together of at least two political parties when they are unable to secure enough votes to form the government single-handedly. It has created a major impact on the Indian politics as before the era of the coalition governments, the state governments were being dismissed in an arbitrary manner by the central government. But when the era of coalition government started in India, it led to a new culture of power sharing and respect for the autonomy of state governments, as the central government had to make alliance with many parties, including several regional parties.
ठीक है, ये आपका जो सेंट्रल स्टेट रिलेशन वाला सेकंड लास्ट पैराग्राफ है, इसमें आप बताओ कि किस तरीके से 1992 के बाद 1990 के बाद किस तरीके से जो है वो चेंज हुआ, सिनेरियो चेंज हुआ कि भाई कोalition गवर्नमेंट आने लगी. ठीक है, right class?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I read it again for you? पुनीत, आप हो क्लास में बेटा?
यस मैम.
ये आंसर क्लियर है आपको?
मैं बार फिर से बताऊं.
हाँ जी,
अगेन प्लीज टेल इट अगेन.
व्हाट इज अ कोalition गवर्नमेंट? पहले आप हमें डिफाइन करके बताओ कोalition गवर्नमेंट क्या होती है. बेटा क्लास में जितने भी हैं प्लीज टेल. सृष्टि, आर यू देयर? हर्ष तोमर,
Ma'am, it is
Ma'am,
a form of
coalition government,
government,
ma'am,
ma'am,
formed by the coming of two
in
parties.
which, ma'am,
The
two
alliance of
political
the national
parties
party with
combine
And
or
one party
cooperate
form an
together to
alliance
form a
with another
government.
party.
ठीक है.
These are the such reasons which, when one party or another party could not hold a majority in an election, so they like cooperate each other to form a coalition government and work together.
ठीक है. अब इसका सेकंड पार्ट बताओ कि what is its impact on the Indian politics? Harsh Tomar, is Harsh there in the class or simply taken admission in the meeting and
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ बताओ सेकंड पार्ट का आंसर बताओ हर्ष.
I'm finding.
फाइंडिंग अभी तो गार्गी ने बताया बेटा. बताओ हर्ष बेटा. चलो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. व्हाट इज द बेसिक आइडिया बिहाइंड डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन एक्सप्लेन. देखो घूम फिर के बेटा क्वेश्चंस एक जैसे ही हैं, बस उसको पूछने का तरीका अलग हो गया है. ठीक है. व्हाट इज द बेसिक आइडिया बिहाइंड डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन एक्सप्लेन. हर्ष
Yes, ma'am.
बताओ इसका आंसर बताओ 14th वाले का. It is given on
And there it is, ma'am.
page number 24, left hand side of the page.
Ma'am, 1 minute. When power is taken away from central and state government and given to local government, it is called decentralization. The basic idea behind decentralization is that there are a large number of problems and issues which are best settled at the local level. People have better knowledge of problems in their localities. They also have better ideas on where to spend money and how to manage things more efficiently. Besides, at the local government, it is possible for the people to directly participate in decision making. This helps to inculcate a habit of democratic participation. Local government is the best way to realize one important principle of democracy, namely local self-government.
ठीक है. यही है आपका. What policies have strengthened federalism? What policies have strengthened federalism? गार्गी, नैना, अपूर्वा.
Yes, ma'am.
अपूर्वा कोहली,
Yes, ma'am.
बताओ बेटा इसका आंसर. What policies have strengthened federalism?
Yes, ma'am. The democratic policies have strengthened the federalism. This ensured that the spirit of federalism, respect for diversity, and desire for living together became a shared deal in our country. And
You are not audible, Apurva.
Ma'am, in this we have to tell about what strengthened the federalism in India, right?
ये दोबारा से बताओ, आपकी आवाज क्लियर ही नहीं आ रही थी.
Okay, ma'am. The democratic policies have strengthened the
No, ma'am. Please wait.
वो तो ठीक है, बट सपोज इफ इट इज अ 5 मार्क्स क्वेश्चन, तो आप इसका आंसर कैसे बताओगे? क्या वो मेन चीजें करी हैं हमारे कंट्री ने जिसकी वजह से हम इसको प्रैक्टिस कर पाते हैं, स्ट्रेंथन कर पाए हम लोग?
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, ma'am. The creation of linguistic
states
was the first and a major test for democratic politics in our country. New areas, boundaries, and names of these states were changed. Some states were created not on the basis of language, but to recognize differences based on culture, ethnicity, or geography. And ma'am, then the next
linguistic
is
policies.
language policy.
Then the language policy you will tell.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है?
And ma'am,
then the center state relations you will be.
Center state relations.
Very good. ठीक है, चलिए next.
Ma'am.
हाँ जी बेटा बोलो.
Ma'am, in this question, can we add the points of decentralization of power?
सेंट्रल स्टेट रिलेशंस में हाँ आप डाल सकते हो डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन वाला पॉइंट, है ना? इसको आप डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन डाल सकते हो. ठीक है, उसने भी तो स्ट्रेंथन करा ही है फेडरलिज्म को और फर्दर अच्छे से डीपन भी करा है डेमोक्रेसी को. ठीक है, वो आप दे सकते हो. ओके, व्हाट आर रेजिडरी पावर्स? ये 1 मार्क का क्वेश्चन है. विदेश विल टेल दिस आंसर. Yes, Gargi.
Ma'am, residuary powers are the powers given to the union and the state governments to legislate over the matters which are mentioned in the residuary list, such as IT and computer software.
Next, in which list of the Indian Constitution does cyber laws come?
And residuary list.
Very good, residuary list. Then Daksh, how many languages are recognized by the Constitution besides Hindi?
Ma'am, Daksh is not there.
Daksh is not there. Viresh?
Ma'am, not there.
Srishti? Srishti Gautam?
Ma'am.
Eza?
Yes, ma'am.
How many languages are recognized besides Hindi?
Ma'am,
22 scheduled languages are there.
Beta, besides Hindi, 21.
I'm 21 languages.
20 besides मतलब हिंदी के अलावा और कितनी है? तो 21 है, और इंक्लूडिंग हिंदी तो 22 हो जाएंगे. ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
अब नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है आपका. What fundamental change took place in the system of government of Belgium in 1993? What fundamental change take place in the system of government of Belgium in 1993? First chapter के first page पे ये. हाँ बताओ, any one of you?
Ma'am, may I?
Any one of you, anyone? बता दो.
Ma'am, the change that took place in the system of government of Belgium in 1993 was that the regional governments were given the constitutional powers that were no longer dependent on the central government. And ma'am, the Belgium was then shifted from a unitary to a federal form of government.
ये 1 मार्क में आता है, तो आप इसको सीधा सीधा लिखोगे. Belgium shifted from a unitary to a federal form of government by giving more of constitutional powers to the regional governments. ठीक है?
Yes.
चलिए अगला प्रश्न आता है. State some differences between the local government before and after the constitutional amendment in 1992. हम लोगों ने इसके 5 पॉइंट्स करे हैं. That what changes were introduced, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
whatever the changes were, उसका just opposite आ जाएगा before the constitutional amendment. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
ये जनरली ये क्वेश्चन आपको 5 मार्क्स का आता है, बट कभी अगर आपको ये 2 मार्क्स का भी 3 मार्क्स का आ जाए या 1 मार्क का आ जाए, तो इसमें आप सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट कौन सा आप स्पेसिफाई करोगे? आप 2-3 पॉइंट्स को मिला के एक पॉइंट सेंटेंस आप में इसका आंसर को कंपाइल कर देना, अगर इफ इट कम्स फॉर 1 मार्क्स, ठीक है। इफ इट कम्स फॉर 5 मार्क्स, तो पूरे के पूरे 5 पॉइंट जो आपके आफ्टर अमेंडमेंट वाले थे, तो उसका जस्ट अपोजिट विल कम फॉर दी बिफोर दी अमेंडमेंट, ठीक है। एंड इफ इट कम्स फॉर 3 मार्क्स, तो कोई 3 पॉइंट उठा के आप लिख दीजिएगा। एम आई क्लियर?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Now, can I have any one of you telling one point each? Before
May I?
Yes, ma'am.
एक पॉइंट बताइएगा, ठीक है। चलो हिमांशु, फर्स्ट पॉइंट।
Ma'am, local government before 1992. Ma'am, it was directly under the control of the state government and local government after 1992. Local governments have got some powers of their own.
ठीक है। सेकंड पॉइंट, गार्गी।
Ma'am, before 1992, elections were not held regularly for the local government, but after 1992, the regular elections were held by the State Election Commission.
It was constitutionally mandatory to hold regular elections to local government bodies. Very good. Naina, third point.
Ma'am, the local government before 1992 did not have any powers or resources of their own, but local government after constitutional amendment, the state governments, they are required to share some powers and revenue with the local bodies, and the nature of sharing varies from state to state.
ठीक है। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, जैसा पावनी, सृष्टि।
Ma'am, before
हाँ,
Ma'am, before 1992, there were no seats reserved for women, and after 1992, 1/3 of all the positions were reserved for women.
ठीक है। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, एनी वन ऑफ यू? आई थिंक 4 पॉइंट्स हो गए ना हमारे।
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, बताओ लास्ट पॉइंट, बताओ लास्ट पॉइंट कौन बताएगा?
Ma'am, before 1992, elections were not held regularly.
बता दिया था
Ma'am,
गार्गी ने पॉइंट
बता दिए।
सेकंड नंबर पे बता दिया। हाँ, which point is left?
May I
Ma'am,
give?
5th point.
May
हाँ, बताओ बेटा, बोलो। आई थिंक जिज्ञासा और हिमांशु, who was telling?
May I?
हाँ, बताओ बेटा हिमांशु।
Ma'am, local government before 1992 elections were controlled by the state government and local government after 1992. An independent state election commission is responsible to conduct the elections.
दोबारा क्लियर नहीं हुआ, समझ नहीं आया मेरे को।
Ma'am, before local government before 1992 elections were controlled by the state governments and local government after 1992 an independent state election commission were made and which is responsible for to conduct the elections.
अच्छा, मतलब हम ये कह सकते हैं that after the amendment, state election commission came into power, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, ठीक है। ठीक है, चलिए। अब आप हमें बताइए, 17 से आपके एग्जाम शुरू हो जाएंगे। कल हमारी लास्ट 2 क्लासेस होंगी, ठीक है, बिफोर द टेस्ट। सो व्हाट डू यू वांट, मिक्स्ड क्वेश्चंस और एक्सक्लूसिवली हिस्ट्री सेकंड चैप्टर?
Ma'am, in
Ma'am,
the
on
first,
Wednesday we have
Ma'am,
class.
history.
हिस्ट्री
ma'am,
ना?
in the
Ma'am,
first
history.
In the
in the second,
in the first class हिस्ट्री,
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
या दोनों क्लासेस में हिस्ट्री के ही कर लें कुछ क्वेश्चंस?
Ma'am, history
Yes,
के
ma'am.
Yes,
बाद
ma'am. Ma'am, only history.